The internet exploded into absolute hysteria when a major entertainment site dropped what they claimed was the biggest secret in television history. Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe had allegedly been secretly married for years. The headline spread like wildfire across every platform: Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, igniting arguments, theories, and full-blown meltdowns within seconds. Fans couldn't believe what they were reading. Some screamed with joy, others typed furiously in disbelief, and a large portion simply froze in shock. Screenshots of the article circulated faster than anyone could verify the source. Within 15 minutes, the rumor had engulfed the entire Outlander fandom like a tidal wave. What made the situation even more chaotic was the evidence. The website included a blurry photograph of two people who looked suspiciously like Sam and Caitríona standing under a wooden arch, dressed in simple clothing that resembled a private ceremony. The bride wore white, the groom wore a suit. Their backs were turned, but their silhouettes were unmistakable to fans who had watched these two on screen for nearly a decade. The article claimed the wedding took place in Scotland during a hiatus between seasons. Private, minimal guests, zero publicity. It was the kind of story too outrageous to ignore and too detailed to dismiss entirely. Almost immediately, fan investigators began resurfacing every moment from the past 10 years that could support the theory. They pulled up interviews where Sam called Caitríona "my partner in everything," where Caitríona described Sam as "the most constant person in my life," and where both actors laughed nervously when asked about their relationship. Viral TikToks compiled clips of them holding hands off camera, whispering during press events, and sharing glances that some fans had always insisted meant more. Suddenly, every old interaction felt like a clue the fandom had ignored for years. Then came the timeline breakdowns, charts, graphs, maps, and spreadsheets created by fans who dove into detective mode. They compared photos of Sam and Caitríona's vacations, noting suspicious overlaps where both posted pictures from different places, yet the background sunlight, shadows, or landscapes looked eerily similar. They revisited red carpet appearances where Sam wore a ring on his right hand and Caitríona, supposedly married in real life to someone else, wore none. Threads titled, "We Were Blind," and "They Hid It in Plain Sight," began trending globally. What sent the fandom into an even deeper tailspin was a leaked document that appeared to be a marriage certificate. It bore two initials, SH and CB, along with a date from several years earlier. The names weren't fully visible, but the formatting looked official. Fans tore the document apart, enlarging it, adjusting the contrast, running it through AI filters to try to read the exact text. Some swore it was authentic. Others argued fiercely that it was a forgery. But no one could deny the timing was suspicious. Why would something like this suddenly emerge now? Adding gasoline to the wildfire, a Scottish wedding planner posted, then quickly deleted, a cryptic message on Facebook. Some ceremonies stay forever in the heart, even the secret ones. People screenshot it instantly. Within minutes, her comment section filled with hundreds of fans asking if she was referring to Sam and Caitríona. Her account went private less than an hour later. The fandom took that silence as confirmation. Meanwhile, journalists began publishing analysis pieces with headlines like, "Did Sam and Caitríona outsmart the entire media?" and "The secret marriage theory gains credibility." One outlet claimed insiders from the Outlander set had known for years, but were bound by NDAs that prevented them from speaking. Another report suggested that Sam and Caitríona maintained the secrecy to protect the show's storyline, fearing that a real-life marriage would overshadow Jamie and Claire's on-screen romance. The idea wasn't impossible. In fact, it made perfect sense to fans who had watched the pair guard their private lives carefully. But the most explosive twist came from a blurry paparazzi photo taken years ago that resurfaced suddenly. In the image, Sam and Caitríona were leaving a small stone chapel in Scotland late at night. There were no fans, no cameras, no red carpet. Just the two of them, walking closely, their heads bent together as if sharing a secret. At the time, fans assumed it was related to filming. Now, the context felt entirely different. The photo was shared hundreds of thousands of times with captions like, "This was the wedding night," and "How did we miss this?" By evening, the fandom had reached levels of hysteria never seen before. Discord servers crashed. Twitter threads hit millions of views. Even people who didn't watch Outlander began commenting on the rumor, fascinated by how two actors could allegedly hide a marriage for years without anyone noticing. And just when the internet thought the situation couldn't escalate further, a well-known insider account posted one chilling sentence. "You think the marriage is the twist? Trust me, there's more." The entire fandom froze. Everything went silent. Because if the insider was telling the truth, the secret marriage might only be the beginning. By the time Sam Heughan finally broke his silence, the world had already convinced itself he and Caitríona Balfe had been married in secret for years. Fans expected a denial, a legal threat, or a polished PR statement, but what they got was something far more unsettling. Sam appeared in a dimly lit room, wearing a calm expression that seemed to hide far more than it revealed. He let the comments scroll by without reacting, waited for the audience to settle, and then spoke in a low, steady voice. "You deserve the truth. But the truth is not what you think." The tension was instant, electric. He addressed the supposed wedding photo first. Sam admitted the image was real, but not a wedding. He explained that the photo captured him and Caitríona leaving a private memorial ceremony for a close mutual friend, not a romantic event. "We weren't hiding vows," he said softly. "We were grieving." His explanation stunned fans, reversing a narrative that had spun out of control in less than 24 hours. But the confusion only intensified, because Sam still seemed like a man holding something back. Then he addressed the leaked marriage certificate, calling it creative, but not real. He explained that the initials matched by coincidence, and the formatting was likely copied from a common Scottish template. Fans reacted with mixed emotions, some relieved, some disappointed, others convinced he was covering something up. Theories flooded comment sections instantly. But Sam remained calm, unfazed by the speculation that his every word seemed to fuel rather than extinguish. Just when the fandom thought the rumors were finally being debunked, Sam's tone shifted. He leaned forward, eyes softening, and said, "But there is something Caitríona and I kept private. Something we never explained publicly because we didn't know how." The chat exploded. This was it. The twist the insider hinted at. The secret behind the secret. The entire internet felt like it stopped breathing. Sam took a long breath before continuing. He revealed that during the early seasons of Outlander, he and Caitríona formed a bond deeper than either expected, one shaped by long filming days, emotionally intense scenes, and the kind of trust most people never experience. "We relied on each other," he said. "More than colleagues. More than friends." Fans immediately panicked, convinced he was about to confirm a hidden romance. But instead, Sam dropped a very different kind of revelation. He explained that the two of them had made a private pact, a promise forged during the height of global attention, to protect each other's personal lives at all costs. They agreed never to let the world dictate their relationships, never to explain themselves, and never to allow outside forces to destroy what they had built. "We weren't hiding a marriage," Sam said. "We were hiding a vow of loyalty." The comment section exploded in disbelief. Some fans cried. Others typed in confusion. A few simply froze in shock. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Sam revealed that during one particularly stressful year, when both he and Caitríona were overwhelmed by media pressure, they discussed the idea of a symbolic ceremony, a private ritual, not legally binding, meant to celebrate their partnership and protect it from the outside world. "It wasn't romantic," he said, "but it was meaningful, something just for us." Fans immediately understood how easily such an event could be misinterpreted, and why the rumor of a secret wedding emerged so convincingly. Sam clarified that the ceremony never happened, but the conversation did. And they kept that conversation secret because even acknowledging it would have sent the fandom into chaos. "We knew what people would do if they heard about it," he said. "And we were right." His expression carried a mixture of sadness and resignation, as if he were witnessing the consequences of a misunderstanding he had spent years trying to prevent. Moments later, Caitríona appeared unexpectedly on the livestream, sitting beside him. The shock was instant. Fans flooded the chat with screaming emojis and disbelief. Caitríona smiled at the chaos and gently placed a hand on Sam's shoulder, a gesture filled with ease, comfort, and history. "We're not married," she said with a soft laugh. "If we were, trust me, I would not have kept it secret." Her presence dispelled half the rumors instantly, but her next words ignited the other half even stronger. "What we have is ours," she continued. "Not for anyone else to define. And not something we'll ever apologize for." It was a sentence that carried layers of meaning: friendship, loyalty, emotional intimacy, and a bond fans had spent years trying to decode. She didn't elaborate. She didn't clarify. She simply let the ambiguity hang in the air like a spark waiting for oxygen. Before ending the stream, Sam delivered one final line that sent the fandom into complete meltdown. "Call it whatever you want. Just know, you never knew the full story." The livestream ended abruptly. The world erupted again. And fans were left with a devastating realization. The rumor was fake. But the truth behind it might be even deeper.